Yo, what's up guys, VENM Fire here back with a video, and today we're going to be bringing you guys the glitchiest coach adjustments you need in Madden 22. This was a video that I made last year in Madden 21 that you guys actually loved, showed a lot of support on it, so we're going to be going over all of the coaching adjustments for offense and defense. Now this year, because for whatever reason there's not coaching adjustments in practice mode, we actually have to hop into a regs game, but I did turn the play clock off, so we should be good with that. Honestly, could be a good way to do practice mode videos, but just the fact that the ball doesn't respawn automatically kind of makes it bad. But taking a look at our coaching adjustments, we are going to start out with offense because my face cam is currently in the way, so we will start out with offense. Now offense is pretty simple. You got a couple of different things. We'll go over most of the stuff. Now I'll be honest, I don't really touch these, the deep pass catching, intermediate pass catching. I heard something from someone that these might affect certain animations you get. I haven't tested the validity of that, and I don't use them, and I'm only going to talk about the things that I use for the validity of this video. So I'm not going to speak on things that I don't know, that I don't use, and I mean, AI receivers will attempt a possession catch. Most people click on to catch the ball anyway, so I feel like that doesn't make any difference. Now you see they attempt rack or aggressive. This is only if you throw the ball and you don't click on kind of the CPU, so those are kind of useless. Taking a look at these, I mean, always trigger a rack attempt. And again, I don't know if this is the AI, but I would assume. I would not touch these. I don't think there's any benefit to them. I think they're useless, so I would not touch any of these two ones, but these ones can be interesting. Now, blocking will be a red zone situational thing, which we will, I'll talk about later once we actually get to the goal line. But ball carrier, we will talk about this. So I like to run unbalanced. This is me personally. We'll run it unbalanced. When we talk about the goal line, we'll talk about this again, but I'm going to talk between conservative and balanced. Now, I like balanced. I'll show you guys just what running the ball looks like from balanced. So we'll just run like a little inside zone. Is there an inside zone? Of course not. Where's the inside zone? There we go. So I'll just kind of show you guys what an inside zone looks like and just all the moves you can do. We'll just go to like 3 deep here. So hopping into just a regular basic inside zone. We'll just kind of double team here so we can get to the outside a little bit better. But inside zone, you're just gonna, all you can do is just spin. So it's just the normal things. You can spin, you can juke, you can stiff arm, you can truck, and you can pretty much do anything. Also on balance, one thing that is different than years past, I believe, I actually don't know if you can slide on conservative this year. I might be tripping, but we'll actually try it out here. I think I might have heard someone say that. I don't know if this was true or not. We'll actually try it out, but yeah, this is on conservative. I'm just going to kind of scramble out with Patty Mahomes right here, but I'll just show you that you can't juke, you can't do any of these moves, so we're just going to scramble out here, hopefully beat out the rush. Of course not, you gotta love that, but pretty much you just cannot do any of the other moves. This is kind of a situation where I should have just blocked everybody, but we'll run the inside zone. Now we're in 4th down, which is great, but this is what EA wants us to do apparently because of the fact that there's no coaching adjustments in practice mode. So I apologize if this is kind of scuffed, which it is already, but we're just going to run the inside zone here, and somehow with everyone blocking, this is going to be a great thing, so we're just going to go back. Alright, lucky for me, we have 2 controllers, so it's not that big of a thing, but just in simple edit cut because there's no reason for me to keep talking. But this is unbalanced again. I can spin, I can fall down on the ground. And I believe it wasn't just the quarterback that can't slide, it was the running back. So you can't tap X to fall down on the ground. I'll kind of explain that or show that. So we're going to run the ball. I'm going to tap X to fall down on the ground. You'll see the running back kind of give himself up right here. So we're going to snap the ball. Now we're just going to tap X. This is unbalanced. We tap X. He goes to the ground. Simple enough. Now we'll go on conservative, which you can't see, but trust me, we are on conservative ball carrier now. So we will go on that. And now we'll try and tap X, and you will notice that he's not going to fall down. So we're going to snap the ball, spamming X, nothing's happening, spamming B, A, and you see he's just running normally, so you can't do anything. The situations where you go on conservative, I think, are very rare because you don't really fumble too much. Eating a clean hit stick, you will fumble, but what I would recommend doing is if you're in there's 2 minutes left, you have the ball, you're up by 7 points. That's a situation where you go on conservative. I mean, any kind of a winning situation, 2 minutes left, there's no reason to risk a fumble, and the juke payoff is not as good. Maybe if you're on a game-winning drive, you really don't want to fumble, you want to play extra conservatively, but you could say that for any situation you don't want to fumble. So really, I would say that that's kind of the only situation, whereas if you're about to win the game, a fumble is probably his last chance of winning it or stealing away the game. That's where you go on conservative. But let's actually talk about the next thing, and I want to move my face cam so you guys can actually see these coaching adjustments, because I was intending on being the other side of the ball. So let's still talk about the offensive stuff. Now I want to talk about blocking. So you want to go on ball carrier aggressive and blocking aggressive when you're at the goal line. Now we're not at the goal line, but we'll kind of run down so that we are there. So why would anybody do this? This will add to the ball carrier animations. This will give you better fall forward animations. Your running back will break more tackles. He'll fight forward through more animations when you go onto this. And this just overall is definitely beneficial. So here we're just going to snap the ball. Now one thing you might want to be a little bit careful of, and there you see that was pancakes just due to the formation. But one thing you want to be careful of is holding. Now there's not much of a holding odds or percentage when you're at the 2-yard line. You run the ball once with ball carrier on aggressive. I have seen it. But if you're in 2-point conversion, you need 2 points. You go to this, you fullback dive, you're like, I'm going to give myself a better shot. I feel like it's fine, because if you do hold, you still have a shot to pass the ball in. But yeah, I mean, 2-yard line, you're going to go on aggressive blocking, aggressive ball carrier, no matter how heavy a formation they are in. And this is dollar, but they'll just fullback dive it. Now, since this guy is so slow and unathletic, he didn't break any tackles, but normally with any kind of an athletic guy, which we'll just put Darrell Williams right here, so he'll fall forward, and I'll kind of show you what you should expect. We'll go to like a goal line normal formation, but again, you're just going to flip, and then you're going to just go like this. As long as you don't hold, you'll get better blocks, and you'll get a better animation, which you see there. We got really good blocks. Goal line against goal line, looked like we might have even pancaked someone, so you can just see the difference there. But I mean, those are the only situations where you want to be on aggressive for either, but it definitely will help in that standpoint. But now let's get into the defense. All right, so now we're going to hop into the defensive adjustments, which there's a lot more of. I'll go through and explain everything that I like to do personally. We will move the camera up again because defense is on the bottom, but let's get into it. So first thing you have is auto flip on. For most plays, you're going to want to leave this on. There's a couple of blitzes, one being this nickel triple, where kind of I like to blitz off that left side a little bit better, but it still does work off the right. In my videos, I'll tell you if you need auto flip on or off. More times than not, you'll want to leave it on, but I usually like that. Now, baseline, I'll either go default or base. If I'm running 3-3-5 wide, I like baseline pressing just because I want to make sure my linebackers come out normally. And if it is a spread formation, sometimes the outside linebacker will be out of position. Normally you'll be good, but against those certain formations, it's better to leave it in base. And as long as you're not baselining and pressing, you'll be fine. So you can go base. You guys notice if you watch my gameplays, I never really do that unless he is going out and spread. But we'll just leave that on default. For this ball and air defense, I don't really know that this makes a huge difference, but I'll tell you guys what I like to do, and I like to just leave it play ball. Now, this means if your opponent kind of throws it in double coverage, that the CPU won't swat it away while you're going for a pick, and that he'll actually go for a pick, so now the CPU has an opportunity to catch the ball as well as your user. I mean, this is mainly just you're playing a guy who's chucking it up in deep coverage. Play receiver, maybe play receiver could help. I haven't actually tried that out. Maybe it's something I need to try out, but I usually just go play ball, never go swap ball, but play ball or play receiver, I would probably rock with play ball. If you notice, for whatever reason, it's weird, I might even try out play receiver myself. Maybe we try it in the next gameplay, but cornerback matchups, leave this unbalanced. Always leave this unbalanced. You might notice sometimes when you motion over a receiver and your opponent's entire defense kind of like flips around. I'll see if I can actually show it. Let's go play by overall, and then let's just come out in like a random formation. Let's just try some kind of a man coverage look. And we'll actually see if this works, but it's better to leave this on default. We'll just show some motion, see how they adjust. But so now we have Tyreek on him. I'm not sure, but I've noticed like when you motion over a receiver, sometimes these guys flip. And now you see, look at Tyrann Mathieu. Now he's running over, and now everybody's flipping, and you'll see situations in game. Whereas if you do this, sometimes you can get off a wide open streak touchdown. So definitely want to stay away from this as far as that is concerned. It really is a useless adjustment, and you'll only see bots ever use this. No pro player will ever kind of touch this adjustment. So trust me, you'll kind of want to stay away from that one especially. going into the next one that we'll talk about, we're going to, that's the offense, but next one, again, leave this on balanced. It's just going to be normal. I don't know what should just be called default, but balanced. Option defense, put this on conservative. Trust me, if you're ever playing a bot and you don't want to get ran the read option on 20 times, put this on conservative. I mean, the dive, it gets open a little bit, but putting it on, leaving on balance will open up the quarterback run a lot, it seems to me. It almost seems like the defensive end will never play the QB if it's on balance. So I put it on conservative. Never go aggressive, but you're going to want to put it on conservative. Leave it there. This is one that I leave on the entire game, and I have good success with it. Now we got strip ball and tackling. You might see some bots put this on aggressive. You're going to want to leave these unbalanced. I never touch these. I haven't touched these since like when these first came out in the game, and I was just messing around with them. But these will give you face masks. You see as in the bottom, higher chance of broken tackle and face mask penalty. Never good. The tackling, this will just broken tackles. Maybe this isn't even that bad this year considering the fact that everyone breaks tackles no matter what. So not sure about that, but you'll just leave these on balance. Don't want to touch these. But now comes kind of the important stuff. These zone drops. I'll show what these do. If you're playing match coverage, it's important that you leave these on default. But if you're running any kind of a cover 3, I'll show you how you can kind of use these to your advantage. So we'll put the curl flats at like 30. We'll put the hooks at like 0. And then we'll put the flats at like 5. So we'll go, I don't know why everything reset, but curl flats will go 30. Flats will go like 5. And hooks will go 0 just to kind of show you an example. And we'll just run like a stock cover 3 here. And I kind of want to show you how deep these actually can play against like an actual verticals look. Is there verticals? Of course not, but we'll go to like a regular verticals. And these crossers usually run deeper out of the actual bunch of verticals, but oh, maybe there's one in here, which yes, there is. So this Tyreek Hill route, now because of the way that he's on the field, the side that he's on the field, he's going to be running from further out, but this is the one that's really a pain in verticals. So now we have a 30-yard curl flat. You'll see how deep he's going to play. Also check out this guy. He's going to run down to 0 yards. This can be good for those running back routes. So since he is at 0-yard depths, I want you to take a look at how he's going to defend Edwards-Hilaire's route. He's on this route that you see everybody use. These kind of in routes, these out routes. And then we'll throw like a little flat out here, like a hard flat. So hard flat and cloud flat will now play at the same depths. The curl flats will stand alone at 30 yards. And then these guys will play at 5 yards. So if you're using the other one, you only need one zone there. This is something that can be good, but if you have like other zones out there, it might not be the best for you. So here's a look at our player. Just take a look at how everything runs. I'll probably go to the replay after this, but I want you to just take a look. Now you see that hook curl defending things well. Look at that curl flat, get into very good position. Not sure how we get that quick up of pressure, but maybe I should have just used the other one, but we will show you the replay here. So hopping into the actual replay now, I want you guys to focus in on this guy first. So we'll show him. You see he's at 0-yard depth, so he's actually going to run around. And he defends this really well. He follows him for a decent amount of time, but he won't follow him all the way. So some people will throw like a 5-yard hook curl and a hard flat there. You can kind of just go either, but he's going to be open at some point unless you don't have 2 guys there. It's kind of just taking the worst. So I'd probably kind of leave him like this and hope that we get a block shed. Of course, you see, let's talk about this deep curl flat. Now he's going to go to both sides, but you see he's just going to run 30 yards down the field. Look at Tyreek Hill's deep crosser. He's actually going to be defended very well there. So just very nice. You see our 5-yard curl flat here, which one's actually our deep zone? This guy's our deep zone. This one's our curl flat. So you see he's going to end up following this guy very effectively there. Here's our hard flat again, 5 yards. He goes perfectly to 5 yards. So this will really help, especially if your opponent's one of those guys who's running like one play. Then this will actually help you a lot. Now we'll show some of the more popular ones. I like to go 20 and 5 for me. And then I'll usually leave these hooks on default unless I'm defending against something particular. So now we'll go to wide and we'll show what a double Mabel is just based off that. So a double Mabel is where you put your linebackers in hard flats. So now we have curl flats and hard flats. All shade over the top, curl flats and flats. Curls will play 20. This is very good against corner out concepts, so we'll go with something like this on offense. You'll see how the flat and the corner out will be defended well. The corner out might get a little bit of space. With the user, you'll probably take X. We'll just hop on the D-line though. We'll snap the ball, Now you see the flat's defended, the corner out's defended, and then you would only have to take away X with your user. So this is one of the best defenses in the game, and that is kind of how you set it up. You just set those flats to 5. You see how you can get these zones to play wherever you want. If you were in a cover 2 base, you could also flip these, so you could go 20. Now we'll run Tampa 2, and you'll see how these guys will play a little bit differently. So we'll set that up again offensively. But, I mean, yeah, this is pretty much the last thing I'll show before the end of the video. But, again, if you're running cover 4 match or cover 6 or cover 9 or cover 6 invert, leave those guys on default. But now we have cover 2. We'll set up something like this. We'll go curl flat with these linebackers, curl flat with our slot corner. And now all of a sudden we have different style of coverage, but you see everything else will be defended the same way. Now our clouds will play deeper. This can just be a good way to confuse him, especially at the end of the play when he sees, oh, he's in Tampa 2. Now he might be attacking it a different way, but because your zone drops do this, these are really good ways to confuse your opponent. But that's pretty much going to end the video there. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you drop a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if you like this style of video, if you want to see more of these style of videos. But that's going to do it for me. Peace. I'm out of here.